Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to the part 2 of the SOP procedure for the higher classes admission through ERP. My name is Amar Mudiraj. I am representing my ERP cell. So in part 2, we are going to see the first step we are going to see is how the academic admin can upload the syllabus. So there are two scenarios. The one, either the syllabus is not uploaded, so you have to create a new syllabus pattern and update the syllabus structure by using an exam admin. And if that syllabus is already there, you just need to check that how whether that syllabus is specifically mapped to a specific academic batch or not, and you need to just verify it. So let's see how you can do these two things by using an exam admin. So this is your faculty tab. Go to exam admin, go to configuration, university configuration tab, syllabus and subject tab. Here you can select your university. So let's say Batu is there. Select the stream. So most of the time technology is a BTech, architecture is architecture, and vocational courses comes under the Bachelor of Vocation. Select the appropriate course term. So here we have BTech engineering. Selecting the syllabus pattern, if that syllabus pattern is already there, so you just need to select it. uh, then just select the term. So third term, the subjects are already here. So if the subjects will be not get appear or the syllabus pattern get changed, you simply go and add the syllabus pattern from here. Okay, so just select the year, make it active. It is applicable with the 2020. Selecting a grade type, and you will get adding a new schema. Once this schema will be get added, you will get the appearing the list of the course here, syllabus pattern here. Selecting the appropriate semester. So let's say if that appropriate semester is not appearing, then so it will look like something this. So if you want to add the new courseware, so just go to course, adding a new course. Whether the course here, the course nomenclature is equivalent to the subject. Now it's time to adding a subject or a particular course. So whether it is a regular course or whether it is an open elective course. So selecting course, giving what category of course it is, whether it is project, elective or core course, giving the name, let's say structural engineer. So you can just give the course name, course code you can put up. Okay, so CE001, abbreviation can be SE or anything which you want to give. And the total session is might be a 40. Then a total credit can be according to your course structure, then what kind of examination you are going to conducting, whether it is internal or external or both. So if you are selecting both, then what type of course it is, whether it is theory or practical. So for theory you have to create different, and for the practical you have to create different. Course choice is no, because it is not an open elective one. And overall passing is yes. Then total marks are 100, overall passing is 32. Then internal passing marks are 8, a total internal marks are 20. um, and it is all according to your need. So external will be 80, passing marks are 32, and in total external marks are 80. So you can see the extra credits of course is needed. Just put up no. Whether you are allowing backlog, no. Period per week maybe 4 or 3 according to your course structure. And are you going to allocating a faculty should give the grade? So just put up no, just because of this subject is not an internal evaluation, and you can save it. So once you will get, just save it. So these all courses will be look like something this. Now, if so, as you see in the 2019 syllabus pattern is applicable for CE, the third semester course. So we just need to select all these courses. If you want to edit it, so just select the course, go to course, go and perform the edit operation according to your need. Uh, so it's time, that course is already uploaded. It's time to just map it to a specific course year and academic semester. Select all, course mapping, replicate to academics. So here you need to just select the institute, the course pattern, and you will get a list of different semesters running. So here the third semester is running. Pressing a export, so the replication is going to be get happened. So now the syllabus is get mapped to a specific academic year, so we can easily perform the further operations associated with this course structure. Now, once the appropriate syllabus is get mapped to a specific academic year, now it's time to create the timetable. But as we need to first of all clear couple of things before moving to timetable, that preparing the academic calendar and the holiday calendar. So let's see how we can perform the preparing and uploading the academic calendar and holiday calendar by the academic admin. Simply just go to schedule, go to academic calendar, select the appropriate course and the term. So you can just allot all the running courses, or you can just select terms one by one. Get into the plan. Here the appearing list of your course structure. Get into the plan. So here you will get a July to December duration. So here you can just add the activity. So what kind of event it is, whether it is a class test, whether it is alumni meet, whether it is the a specific event like the competition, guest lecture. So you just select it. Let's say academic class test. You can select an appropriate infrastructure from here. Then you can give the so it's a unit test 1, and whether it is a continuous or with some specific interval, means the test is going to be appearing 2 or 3 times in a week. Then you just select from which date the test is going to be get happened. So let's say from the 20th of July till the 25th of July, the activity will be full day or a very first half day or the second half day or parallel with class. So if you are selecting full day, so on entire day no academic sessions are going to be get mapped. If you selecting first half day, so the first 50% portion of the timetable schedule will be not get mapped, and similar with the second, so second half will be not get mapped. And if it is parallel with class, so the class teacher and the subject teacher need to be get mapped the student attendance according to the need. Generally this is the class test will never according to the parallel with classes, they either will be first half or second half or full day. And whether it is going to be visible to a student or not. So if you are just making a publicly visible, so student will be in a position to see there will be an academic event going to be happened on during this specific date, and this is applicable for semester 2. If you setting it, so you see on the 20th of June the test will be get mapped on all the days, and these are going to be get a full day event. So this is how you can map a different activities in academic calendar. Similarly, in the schedule menu, go to timetable. In a holiday calendar, you can define the, you just need to select the appropriate uh, activity, like a policy, like an name of the institute, and this most of the activities are going to be done by the head of the department, selecting the date, defining what kind of holiday it is, and you just need to save it. For example, if we see on let's say on maybe on 15th August, we will have the Independence Day. So you just see whether it is what kind of type is it is, and adding it. So it's a national holiday, saving it. So it will be get appear in the 15th August. So on that particular date, if there is some schedule, so that schedule will be get carry forward to the next working day. So this is how you can perform a different academic calendar and the holiday calendars which comes under your the entire semester duration. So this will help us to make a proper and standard procedure planning to deal with your academic execution at very earlier stage. Now, once the preparation of academic calendar and holiday calendar get done, now it's time that start preparing the timetable. So whenever the timetable preparation is going to be get happen, there are few steps need to be followed by all the timetable coordinator. The first step is allocating the faculty to particular student, a particular subject, and start preparing the timetable with respect to of division or a specific classes. So this is step one at allocating a faculty to this subject. So let's see how this can be done. Go to the planning, just select go to schedule, go to subject allocation, the first tab faculty subject allocation, selecting the course, selecting the semester. So the course structure which we have mapped from the exam admin to a specific division will be get appear here, and according to the divisions there will be a list of divisions as well as the respective courses will be there. You just need to double click on to be get allocated tab and just select the uh, faculty. So click on allocate. Here the list of faculty will be get appeared. So let's say Ram Satorikar is the faculty. I'm selecting for the subject, saving it. So here once the faculty will be get allocated, it's time that from which date the particular subject is get allocated to this faculty. So just go to edit start date. So this will appear okay, simply just close it once, so it will need to be get refreshed. Just double click, go to in that pencil notation. So just select an appropriate date from where the Ram Chatorikar allotted to a specific division. If there are multiple batches, so you can uh, if there are multiple batches like labs are there or tutorials are there, just go and look create the elective batches. So here let's say a batch 1, and the total capacity is let's say a 15, adding a sub batch batch 2, then the capacity is 15, or maybe we'll just make it 30-30. We'll just make it 30-30 for the convenience, adding a new batch. So capacity is 30. We are just saving. Okay, now we just need to allocate a faculty to a particular batch. So we can just allocate the faculty to particular batch, and again the date is going to be get mandatorily map, need to be get map. Then again allocate a second faculty. If you don't have faculty detail now, you can update it later on also, but please remember that allocation of faculty with the allocation date is mandatory. Save it, close it. So the mapping is going to be get happen. So this is how the faculties are going to be mapped to a particular subject. Now it's time to map a students to particular batch, to particular subjects. So go to second tab in the student subject allocation, selecting a program, then select the appropriate batch, selecting the division 1 or 2, and whatever student you have listed, whatever students you have assigned to a specific division in a submit list, they will be ready to allocate to a particular batch. This click will going to allocating or mapping all the students to a specific course with the single go, except the sub batches or sub electives. So during in these sub electives you have to map the students manually for this allocation. So if you are going to say in just allocation, so you see 3 students are allocated to batch. If you want to see what kind of how many students are allotted, so just go and see view student. So these only 3 students have been allotted to a specific course. Now we need to just update the date from which the student allotted to a specific batch. So either you can do it from here, or you can just go in the student subject allocation and the student subject choice date. From here you simply change the date of student allocation to a particular course. So sometimes the student may admitted later, so you just select it, select the specific course. So we just need to check the subject, building construction, selecting student from building construction, submit. So here we get the list. Now you just want to make that out of these 2 students have taken admission on the 5th of July, and 1 student may take admission on 15th of July. So according to that, the student so according to the date, the mapping of a student to a particular subject will be get happen. If you are not doing these dates correctly, so it may appear the students may not appear in the list of attendance sheet of the student of the faculty on that particular date and that particular duration during that subject attendance filling process. So this is how the students can be going to be get mapped to a subject. Now we have simply map the faculty to the subject. We have mapped a faculty to the subject. Now we have allocated a students to a particular subject. Again I'm repeating that only students who will be allocated into the division uh, will going to appear in the list. Okay, so once this will be get happen, now it's time to start preparing the timetable, start preparing to the timetable. So simply just go to the schedule, go to timetable in and start preparing academic timetable. So selecting the course, selecting the semester, selecting the running term, submit it, and here you will going to adding a new block. The block is nothing but the timetable with affecting from and to. So we are just adding the block, let's say from 1st July to uh, 13th of July. You can make it a block of 1 day up to the end of the term. So I'm just creating a block for the first 10 days, saving it, going to the block, getting a timetable. Here you will get these slots. So you simply add the slots. So adding a slot, so let's say that batch is going to be start from 10 a.m. to 11. We have add the slot. According to that, you add as many as slots as you want. Once the slot will be get created, go to that particular slot, double click on it, selecting the appropriate subject. So the name of the faculty will automatically get appear, selecting the location, whether what kind of the lecture is going to be get happened, and if there are multiple faculties, you can select it, go and adding the subject, and this is how the mapping is going to be get happen, and the timetable will be get created. So you can see the conflict from here. You can make a certain adjustments from here. You can cancel the schedule if some activities are happening to a particular class. Okay, once it will be get once the timetable get freeze, so it will be appear in a it will get appear in the list, and unless and until you won't freeze the timetable, it will be not reflecting on the faculty's course file nor into the the students dashboard to see whether the attendance is going to be get mapping properly by the faculty or not. So this is how the timetable can be get creating at different course and academic batch and term level. Okay, so up to this point we have seen how we can perform the different activities by using academic admin and the uh, exam admin. Like we can create the division, allocating students, allocating class coordinator, allocating student to a particular division, updating roll number, updating syllabus, preparing academic calendar, holiday calendar, allocating a faculties to the subject, allocating students to a particular subject, preparing to a specific set of timetables with respect to of the different slots. Now once this all going to be get happen, the faculty will start the subject teachers are going to be preparing their own course file as they have already did, and the previous course videos which we have already shared you during the lockdown period. So the few activities they can perform by the help of course file, like preparing the lesson plan, session plans, preparing students evaluation parameters, internal and external, preparing course or study material, and start sharing with the allocated students. So these all activities the faculties can do at their own level, and we can start our academic module as easy as we can. So to just know how we can perform the different activities, I have already shared the list of different videos which we shared time to time, and the many of the faculties have already done this thing. So we are not going to we are not going to showing you that how you can perform different activities comes under the course file part. Now this is the list of two links. One is the live not it's not the I'm sorry, uh, these are a swapped one. So okay, so this is the link which you can use for the test server, where if you want to do some practice for the different activities, so you can do it by the test or the demo server, which is 113.193.241.146:8008/login.htm, and the ID which you are going to use to login this particular server is your Office 365 email ID, and the default password will be 123456. And to just access the live production server, you can use erp.mit.asia /login.html, and the login credential details will be your Office 365 email ID and the password which you have already set and which you generally use for login to your ERP portal. Thank you so much, and we will happy to help you at all the level, and I would encourage you that if you follow the video and if you just see the all the menus at your own level and try to do some experimentations, so ERP academic module will become a piece of cake for you, and just uh, and will make our ERP system more successful by our combined efforts. Thank you so much, guys, and best of luck for the coming academic year. Thank you.